Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. Today we're going to go over uranium. Again, my name's Andy. This is my channel, Finding Value. If you guys haven't subscribed, please click subscribe. Give me the thumbs up button if you like the content. So we're going to go over uranium, do some technical analysis. Uranium is a very undervalued sector. It is one of my favorite sectors. I think it's going to have a lot of leverage to the move to the upside. Unfortunately, that also means that you're leveraged to the downside as well. So these things are incredibly volatile. And what I've done is I've taken original positions, I've sprinkled money in over time, and I'm just holding on. I'm waiting for things to turn around before adding more money in. That's why I'm looking at the charts, doing technical analysis, and I'm just kind of waiting. So let's jump in. I'll show you what I've got and give you my financial opinion. So here's URNM. We had a little bit of support, and then you can see the sellers came in and sold it off again. So sellers are strong. They're out there. People are afraid. And they're hitting the sell button. They're smashing the sell button. Does that mean that we should become afraid? I don't think so. I'm just going to sit in the companies I own, and I'm going to add when we bottom out. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for a bottom. I don't see a bottom yet. Camco, again, we're selling off. We're coming under selling pressure. People are hitting the sell. Next Gen Energy looks like we're coming back to the beginning here. If we put a nice big huge wick at the bottom, put a little hammer pattern in, maybe we could come back higher, but people are still selling. They're still in sell mode. Global Atomic putting in a bearish engulfing. We could go lower here. We could still head lower. And you know what? I mean, I'm kind of indifferent. If we head all the way back down here and people get scared, I don't know if it'll get there, but I'd definitely be a buyer. That's for sure. But I'm just holding on. I'm waiting and watching. Encore Energy having a rough day. Sellers are hitting the sell button. A nice little kind of bottom here came up. We're still selling off. Energy Fuels. We're finding some support. At least the opening and closing prices are starting to contract down. Looks like the buyers are starting to equal the sellers here. Hopefully we find a little bit of support. We do have some support over here around the $4 to $4.50 range all through here. So we're probably coming up on it. Uranium Royalty Corp getting hit hard. We still have this support in here at about right where it's at. So we'll see what happens. If this breaks to the downside, I'm going to be a big buyer at some point, depending on where this thing ends. But is it a shoulder, head, shoulder type pattern? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Bannerman is pulling back today, down 7%, down at 9 cents. Again, I'm just holding on, not really doing much, just watching, enjoying the ride, and enjoying the view. There it is, zoomed in for Bannerman. Nice big bullish, piercing, engulfing, little hammer, upside down hammer pattern. It's not a hammer, it's a, can't remember what that one's called, but sellers are there. They're not allowing this thing to move higher, so see what happens. It's a battle. Deep Yellow coming on back, encountering some sellers still. We're right at this kind of area of support, so we'll see if that support holds or if we're going to go lower. Forces Metals getting sold off, down 4.5%. Again, we're coming down here. We got a little wick at the bottom. There's some buyers down here, a little bit of support. Baseload, one of very few, is up 10.5%. That's a pretty good up day. Coming back kind of in this channel, above 45 cents. Alaska, we're coming down. We're still in this pattern here. Let me draw the pattern in. Looks something on the lines of this. Just to kind of draw it in here. But there's the pattern that I'm seeing. And we're coming up to the tip here. And hopefully we break to the upside, not the downside. But either way, I mean, if you guys are hardcore uranium holders, you want this to break to the downside so you can get shares down here. If all you care about is your account values, then yeah, you want this to break to the upside. So you can see your account values go up. So I look at it as a win-win. I'm kind of impartial. I like seeing the account values go up. I also like buying cheap shares. If we go down, I buy more cheap shares. If we go up, my account value goes up. So kind of indifferent. Goviax, this is surprising. We had a nice good hammer here, and then it sold off today down to where its support is. That's a surprise to me, kind of. Not that it matters, but that's the overall market. I mean, it's getting sold off. I'm still just kind of holding on. Not really doing too much. I'm accumulating cash, just waiting, watching this stuff. I've got my favorites. What are my favorites? Encore Energy, Deep Yellow, Baseload for an Explorer. Bannerman, kind of like Bannerman, Goviax. A lot of the African companies I like. Global Atomic's not bad. I would be a buyer if that thing bottoms out at some point. Again, we're still in pullback mode. And what I'm doing is I'm doing nothing. I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm not going in my account. I don't even want to see it. I'm going to let that be. And I'm going to let this stuff kind of ride out. I'll go in there when I want to buy more, and I'll transfer cash in and then start buying again. But right now, hands off. I'm not doing anything. Don't even want to go into the account. Not going to look at it and just let it ride. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.